Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. So I have an unboxing for you today, and for those of you who have been following my channel, this will be a little bit different in that it's neither aircraft nor sci-fi. This is Trumpeter's 135th scale SU-152 self-propelled heavy gun. This is one of my two favorite Soviet armored vehicles from the Second World War. This and the KV-2 are, to me, as an engineering type, I really love these vehicles. They're the example of Soviet ingenuity and their mindset of get it done, and pretty much what they did is took a honking big gun and put it on the chassis for one of their mechanized armored vehicles and drove it up to where it could point at something important and make it go away. It was used primarily for location removal. So if you had a building you wanted gone, that's what it would do, and so forth. So y'all can read up about the SU-152. It eventually was replaced with the JSU-152, which was put on the chassis of the IS tanks, which gave it more range, more speed, more durability, etc. But it's a really cool vehicle. To me, I really like this thing. And I do apologize for the lighting. I lost one of my primary lights, so I'm sort of making do. Anyway, this is Trumpeter's kit. I have no idea the provenance of this kit because it's something I'm familiar with. It's copyright 2012, so it's not too terribly old. Looking around the box, you have what look to be slide molded plastic part. So slide molded muzzle brake. You do have some PE parts, and you do have a metal gun barrel. So your gun barrel doesn't have the nice seam going down the middle. Looking at the sides, some nice box art, some stuff in multiple language about this is not a toy. Gives you a nice profile view of the vehicle. And I will try very hard not to call it a tank because it isn't. It's a self-propelled gun. And excuse me, I apologize for that. Tankers will have some words about that, and stuff about that. So, and nothing on the back. Pretty nice tank. Pretty nice box art here. And so, what we will do is we will crack into this and take a look, see at what's in our box. So, obviously, I have not opened this yet. Hopefully, with the plastic on, the joy will be a little bit better. Off to the side. Yay, it's like opening, it's like Christmas. So let's pop open our cardboard, set this to the side. We have a flyer, we have a destruction sheet, we have color callout we will look at in a minute. So this here is interesting. Bag of plastic, bag of plastic, bag of plastic. Plastic barrel, bag of plastic, tracks. I'm looking forward to this. Transfer sheet, PE fret, our tub and our glass and our metal barrel in there, and some more plastic. Okay, so with that removed, let's start, as I always do, with the instruction sheet. So this is a kit advertisement. So there you go. You get an advertisement in there. Yay. This is what we're looking for. So here we have color callouts, painting and marking guide. Pretty straightforward, pretty simplistic. There are some photographic evidence of different camo schemes that you can look up. Use the Google, and I'm sure you can find some operational color schemes if you so prefer. So looking at our instructions, we have our our sprue map. There we go. PE map, your transfer sheet. There's apparently some brass wire in here somewhere. And then our instructions. So here's your starting out. It looks like it has you making some adjustments to the tub. So this is going to be a modeler's work effort, which is okay. So you have a hole, and then you have plates that you're going to make, and you have plates that go on to the outside. Some PE pieces. These are, I mean, from my perspective, looking at it, the torsion bar system, it's not real torsion bars. So, yeah, just looking at the way things are going together, your exploded views look to be pretty clear. So that looks like it's, not too terribly hard to decipher. So here are your track connections, and it shows you a little bit of each side requires 88 links, and it looks like there's two different types of links, those with guide horns and those without. I am not a tanker, so I am unfamiliar with all the different flavors of Soviet tank treads. I know there are many people out there that can provide those details. I am unfamiliar with them, so I will learn as I'm doing. PE parts for mounting the fenders. This is an update, WWII. It says should not be fixed. So it's saying don't put that in place. So I will figure that out when I get to it. Your two options for your barrels, either your plastic or your metal barrel, your metal brake, or your plastic brake, and other pieces there. And then here is your brass wire with a measuring stick, your tank, your tanks, fuel tanks, that's the word I'm looking for. This, if I recall, this is the same chassis as the T-34, so the same chassis that T-34-76 was on, and they just put a hunkin' big howitzer on it. Yep, actually I'm pretty sure that's a T-34, that's what it looks like, and I believe the upgraded ISU was on the JS tank, which was the antecedent, or the successor to the T-34. So, your instructions look pretty clear, pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at some plastic. Well, actually, let's take a look at some metal. So your frets, they feel actually pretty stiff. We've got a nice heavy card in here, and your PE fret looks pretty stiff, but they look pretty straightforward. These pieces are fairly simple, so they shouldn't require a whole lot of complex extra work. Our transfer sheet, if I can do this without opening it. They are mostly white to go on our colors. We have white outline stars. We have our 3 red stars. We have 361. We have 200. We have Yarodny. We have, I can't see what that is. We have 1305, and we have a few other Soviet mottos. There we go. Which are kind of cool. That adds some flavor to your self-propelled gun. So we have tank tracks. And yes, so you have 2 flavors. You have the ones with the guide horns and the ones without the guide horns. So you will put those together, and so you have half of a sprue with none and half a sprue with, and so you alternate. So a little bit of trivia. A lot of people who have done tank and armor and so forth have done magic tracks and all kinds of stuff like that, till they're blue in the face. There's like a billion YouTube how-tos out there. I have never done this, ever. I've never, ever built tracks. Last armor kit I made, I was like 12, and I thought rubber band tracks were like the schniznit. So this is going to be fun. I'm actually very much looking forward to doing this. So I know there are those of you who do this all the time. We're going, oh my God, that guy's crazy. Looking at these parts, they look, so the detail is very nice. Our kick out pieces, I'm not seeing, so like there's a ejector pin mark, but it's on the inside of stuff. I'm not seeing them anywhere where it looks like they're relevant. Some very nice fine detail. I mean, you can see the size of my finger as compared to the size of that detail there. That's very sharp. Oh, that's cool. All right. So if that is an example of what this is, there's our brass wire. Why not? Let's just go ahead. So this is for our tow cable. You know, a lot of people like this stuff. A lot of people don't. I'm going to use it, and we'll see how it looks. There's our metal gun barrel, which is, you know, turned metal rod. Nice, very, very complex and highly complicated plastic parts, which are essentially headlights. And our metal tub. This is our metal 135 KV1S. So that's why so this is the piece that it told us to knock out. We have that there, and it said knock this one out too, which we will. So, you know, the Soviets use a torsion bar system. The suspension here isn't an actual torsion bar, but they are offset like they're supposed to be. So, rivet detail underneath here. It's kind of cool. All right, looking kind of nice. Let's get cracked into this one here. Just give it a quick once over. I don't want to spend all day going through all of this plastic, but I do want to give it a quick look. So we had 2 sprues. Oh my gosh, you look at those. Those pieces are like super tiny. And they're very sharp. They're very, obviously those are multiply used. So that's going to be a bit of a bear to remove and clean up. I'm not going to whine. So our sprue gates are between the teeth, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge to clean up, but you know, hey. Clevises, guide horns. The detail on this looks very good. So those are your wheels. Very nice. The detail on these 2 sprues, I'm impressed. You know, the fineness of the casting and the crispness of the detail is right there. So here's more of our wheels. Again, very crisp. Nice, clean, and sharp. Inner and outer details. I'm not seeing any ejector marks in any place that is going to be seen. So nice. Cool. And we got count 3 of those. Here's our fenders and our plastic barrel. So we're not having glare here. I apologize, folks. All 3 of you who are actually still watching me. Here we go. And I apologize for the lighting. So there's a nice cast detail here. These rivets, very nice scale rivet detail. Your bars, your tools. These are your bars. They're going to be a little bit of a challenge to remove, but you know, not terrible. Ejector pin marks on the inside here, but this is on the downside of the fender. You're just not going to see that. Teeny tiny bit of flash and a seam line right there. Nice. Okay. I'm impressed, folks. I like this. I very much like this. The way this kit is looking so far. The detail level is very high. The cleanliness of the casting is great. There's your hooks. Again, there's a cast texture in these. That's very nice. So I think you can see the surface pattern to these grills cast into that. It's very nice, very fine. Very, very nice. So this is also, I think, my first trumpeter kit. I don't think I've had a trumpeter kit before. If I had, it was 1970 something, but I'm not going to quote because I don't remember what I was building much then. So inside, this is your outer plate. Down by the side suspension, this is the word I'm looking for. Again, there's a bit of a surface texture. Your details look good. I don't see any marring or marking. So, very, very nice. And our final screw. So there's our muzzle brake. A little bit of a seam line on it, but that's not impossible to clean up. The muzzle brake's really cool. This is actually one of the distinctive markings of the 152. Again, surface detail on the upper hull housing. I'm not going to call it Turk because it isn't. Very strong cast surface texture on the mantlet for the gun, which is appropriate. Very nice. So again, little details here. That will be slight challenges to, this is carpet monster food here. So make sure you feed your carpet monster before you get into this. But yeah, the detail here is sweet. So, what am I going to say here, guys? I am excited about this particular kit. This is, as I've said, this is my first foray into armor for, in this millennia. It is also my favorite subject. So the SU-152 is seriously one of my more favored subjects that are out there, and I will find a way to put this in. I'm just sitting here yapping. I'm excited about doing this kit. I will be doing a little bit of research on, some nice paint schemes. I think we may end up just going with the Soviet green because there wasn't, a lot of color. Although I believe there was a unit in 43, 44 that had the Soviet three-tone camo. Then I might want to play with. Maybe not. Who knows? But anyway, that is the Trumpeter. Trumpeter. Yes, Trumpeter. And I'm not going to leave this out here too much. This is the Trumpeter SU-152 in 1/35th scale. It is kit number 01571 for those who are looking for it. The kit looks to be a lot of fun, and look for, at some point, a build series of this kit. I don't know how much teaching I can do, so much as I can just put a build series of what I'm doing and what it's like for me to do it. A lot of the tips and techniques for this kind of a kit are out there in droves out there on the YinzTube. But hey, I hope you enjoy this, and that this review is helpful for you. If this kit is on your radar, that's what's in this box, and I hope you like it. And hey, and I hope that as you watch my videos, you find yourself inspired to go ahead and crack in on one of your own and build something, share it, let other people see the cool stuff you're doing. Because hey, building kits is fun, and that's what it's all about. Thank you very much, folks, and I will talk to you next time.